Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University, this is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome back to Beneath the Jersey. I'm Kalia Butler alongside Sydney Supley and alongside John Bull Ajak, former Syracuse basketball player. He's here to speak some basketball with us and also just talk about his career and his life in general and what he has done outside of playing basketball at Syracuse, because there is so much more to his story. Of course, Bull, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Couldn't be happier to be here with you guys.
Absolutely. And we just got done really talking basketball and the open game that they had earlier this week. Can you tell us a little bit about how excited you are for this team this season?
I'm very excited, and I'm still in touch with the guys. I watch film with them every night, watching practices, talking about how they could get better. I'm really close with the guys. I feel like I'm a mentor away from the basketball. I'm really excited for them. Like, it's a new era. They look, they playing free. They playing a free basketball. It's not like restriction, and Coach Red is letting them play. He's letting them make mistakes. He's letting them learn, and I feel like that's a big key for like a young team, because that's what built confidence. Because past few years, especially the guys coming back, when you make a mistake, you were coming out. We were used to that. That's how that was the system. But now Coach Red is letting them play through mistakes. He's coaching them. They playing fast. Switch up a man to man, kind of help them become like aggressive, moving faster. Like people like Judah know how to play in the passing lanes. They get to show their defensive skills, and so I'm really excited for them. It was really a good game. It was too close, but we're still learning. It's not. Sometimes you play down to your competition. Right? I know they're gonna turn it up. Judah was in foul trouble, but he was able to come back and make some tough shots for us. JT, I feel like he's really coming along, being able to take those key shots, taking those tough shots. Quadier becoming the leader, the voice, and bringing the energy. Malik Brown being able to throw in at the 5. He's used to playing the 4, but he's so good defensively. Like, he could guard 1 through 5. I feel like he's one of the best defenders that we have on the team. You have JJ coming in, be able to play the 2 guard, very aggressive driving to the basket. Chris Bell, he's gonna have a little some up and down, but he just got to work on his consistency with shooting the ball, trusting his shot, because he's so talented, so gifted. He could get hot any moment. And you have Naheem and 7'4", just being a presence in the paint. When Benny comes back, Benny has really improved his game. He's really worked on his shot. And I feel like he's one of those people I'm really excited for, because, the past 3 years, he really wasn't able to play the way he wanted. And obviously we had veteran players that, were playing the game, and Benny had to learn from them. So I feel like he has gone through a learning stage. It's time for him to really shine. So I'm really excited for him. He's gone through a lot. He's been working so hard. And he's one player I'm really excited for, because, Coach Red really trusts him, and I think he's going to flourish. So, yeah.
And now being off the court this season, you kind of have a different perspective. Instead of, again, they have a new coach, at least a new head coach.
Right.
What are some things that you have been telling them, or what have you seen from your perspective now being off the court, that when you're going to the games and you're seeing their style of play, what are some tips that you've given them?
No, I feel like it's not even a big change, because Coach Red has always been there, and he's familiar with the guys. Most of these guys, as Coach Red that recruited them in GMAC, so they have a personal relationship. I think that goes a long way. More so, my advice is more so off the court. Like, do not bench yourself. Do not take away minutes from yourself for doing stuff that you're not supposed to be doing off the court. Respecting the coaches. Do not just the little nuance. As a player, we are so competitive, and sometimes in practice and nature, you start saying things that you're not supposed to say, and that could really deter your relationship with the coach. So I just tell them more so to, work hard, make sure you don't beat yourself off the court. That's my biggest message to them. Do not beat yourself off the court, because on the court you're going to get the opportunities. These guys are all talented. So, they already worked on that. They've been working all summer. They've been here since June to now. So the hard work is already put in. It's how you're going to go to execute, play as a team. Obviously, they're new guys. So, the chemistry is going to grow as the season grows. Like right now, it's learning stage. By the time we get to the ACC schedule, our schedule this year is kind of tough, because we get away from, after we finish playing Colgate, play Tennessee. So, it's going to be a big challenge for them, but it'll be like a learning stage. In this game, it's like you got to be able to learn. There's no losses. It's learning stages, and how can you develop from there? And so far so good, man. I'm so excited for them. Just somebody like I'm in Judah, Malik, Quadir, and Benny here a lot. Like, somebody like Kwahe, be the energy. It don't have to be you scoring the basketball every time. You got to be able to bring some positive things. You got to be able to bring some positive stuff to the game, apart from scoring, rebounding, defense, passing the ball. Judah got to be Judah. We need Judah to be Judah, because that's what separates our team from the other teams.
Absolutely, and you've gotten to see just kind of a behind-the-scenes look. You peel back the curtains to the locker room, and people often, when they talk about Syracuse, they talk about how special the men's basketball program is. And can you kind of give an insight of what's it like off the field within this team, and it's in this program? You mentioned to us earlier you're going to Coach Boeheim's, house to watch the game tonight.
I mean, it's family, and it's all like relationship based. The locker room is, that's our sanctuary. That's where we get to talk about everything that we got going on. And I always feel like, we were always the last people to leave the locker room, because after the practice, we just go in there as we change, just talk, have, heart-to-heart conversation with some of the players, some of the coaches, Coach Ray, Coach Griff, like one of my closest people. He's like the chillest. He's spiritual guy, like that. He understands every situation that we are in, and he was all these coaches were players here. So that what makes the locker room better, because they know they've been here before, they've done this before, they've gone through every emotions we are going through. If you're playing, if you're not, if you're getting benched, if your minutes are getting reduced, they've gone through all those emotions. So these are people that you can relate to and talk to them from heart to heart. So me and Coach Griff will always talk about everything. I have a crazy story I always tell. Like my junior year, I had just come back from an injury. But the summer I wasn't really locked in, and so I got thrown in the game, and I ended up taking a three, which was an air ball, and it was that kind of embarrassing, but not really embarrassing. So we went back, and in the locker room, Coach Griff called me. He's like, "Yo, the basketball gods, man, like they'll get you anytime. Like, you got to pay your dues for you to. If you don't pay your dues, this is what's happened." So that was a very key moment that I learned that whatever you put in, you're always gonna get. And so our locker room has always been. You could see how they were so excited for Coach Red first win, throwing water on him. It was really awesome to see that, because they're happy. They did it. The win was for Coach Red first win, and that was awesome.
And you said two key things right there. Yes, the other day at the men's game, Sydney and I were talking about how special it is that all the coaching staff did actually play specifically at Syracuse. So it's just getting that perspective. And again, as you were saying, yeah, I was in your shoes and I know how to go about this. I know exactly the emotions that you're feeling in the dome.
Right.
And then another key thing you said kind of switching gears into the women's program, you said that there's no losses, and that is a huge factor that head coach Felicia Ajak has kind of, or more of a mantra, that she implemented for the team, that these aren't losses, especially in her first 2 seasons here, that it's all learning experiences. Right. So what have you seen from this women's program, your connection to them, and what can you anticipate from them this upcoming season?
Yeah, I'm probably like the biggest women fan. I've gone to every game. I was able to make these past 2 games because I had some business to attend to. But I've always watched since I came here. I've never missed a home game. And Coach Felicia has just changed the culture of our team, of our program, and how enthusiastic she is, regardless of what she was going through. Like, she's always positive. She's the first one at practice, giving them energy, and having somebody like Deja is like having Judah. People that could go get their own buckets, get the team better. They are a threat every time they touch a basketball. So you have Kyra, Georgia is a bucket. So I just feel like this team, last year was kind of like they were all put together, and now this year, and they added a few more pieces, and I'm just so excited for them to see their growth. And like I said, there are no losses as long as you learn. When you come back after the game, it's takeaways of like what you did right. Like Coach Bam always told us, like, it's not what you did right. Like, we don't care about that. It's what went wrong and how can we fix that. And so with them, I'm so I'm excited for them to see how they're gonna learn, how they're gonna gel together and playing together. Now it's the time you figure out your role as a player. Like, okay, yes, I can shoot the basketball, but Georgia can shoot the ball better than me. Okay, I can, crash the glasses more. I could be, when I come in, I want to provide the energy. I want to be the guy that's clapping for everybody. I want to show positivity. I want to be the one on the bench, like, hey, come on, guys, let's pick it up. I want to be the guy in the film room, like, hey, they run this play. Like, when you on the bench, when you guys do the scout prior to the game, you know what kind of plays are being called. So especially me, when I used to be at the game, we play zone, so I was just so in tune with the game, regardless of being on the floor or not. I would know what plays they're calling, and I would just yell out to the players and be like, hey, watch the lob. The lob is coming. The lob is coming. That's a role. People don't really take that serious, because you are helping your teammates. You're communicating to them. You're telling them what's going on, and that shows that you were really locked in. So I feel like everybody got to figure out what their role is, and like how they can help the team win, not themselves. If the team wins, you win at the end of the day. So I'm so excited for them. They're gonna figure out their roles. Right now, it's gonna be growing pains, but as they go, they should be good. But definitely gonna be at the game next time. You're gonna see me.
You've talked about so many lessons that you learned throughout just your playing career.
Right.
I guess I'm curious, now that you've had a few months, you're still very in it with your teammates.
Yeah.
But you're focused on other areas of your life now.
Right.
What lesson has really stuck with you that you learned from playing the game that you're applying to in everyday life?
Yeah. I feel like the biggest lesson I learned from basketball is mental toughness. Like the way my career went, I'm so glad it went that way, because it created a monster in me in a way. With the way I approach my life, business, whatever I do, everything is mental toughness. Like I don't believe in losses at all. Like I might have a bad day, but it's just a bad moment. Like I'm quick to snap out of it, because the situation I was in, it was so unique that I would sit for like 2 months without playing, but suit up every day. Like, I'm going to play today. Today's the day. It might be not the day. Tomorrow is the day. It's not the day. And like that. But I never lost focus. I was always locked in, watching film, being the scout team, doing everything. So 'cause I love basketball so much, and I was like, if I can help us win on the court, I'll help us win off the court. Bringing positivity to the team. So I really, the biggest thing I learned is mental toughness. How to be able to, okay, it's not going well for me, but how else can I look at it? I always look at it like we're blessed. Like where I come from, it's understatement how to describe it. Like I come from the worst of the worst. I'm a refugee. Like I sleep. Like I will, sometimes I'm like, yo, Coach Griff, man, I'm not playing. Like, I would get frustrated over the years. I'm like, why am I not playing? Why is this not going for me? I'm hurt, all this. But then I was forgetting like how blessed I am. Like I have my own room. Never had my own room my whole life. I have a car. I have a laptop. I go to school. I our classroom was under a tree. We was writing on the ground. So just these little stuff that was coming back to me was like, I'm really blessed. Like there's I can't lose. Like I'm playing house money. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at it that way and be like, you know what? I gotta be mentally strong. I gotta like go through this. If I could really overcome this, there's nothing that could beat me. And so, you know, just over the years, you know, chopping wood every day, just you grow into something that when you stay positive and don't complain and don't say, why is this happening to me? Start pointing fingers. You become stronger. When you go through like, you know, those type of emotions and you conquer them, you become stronger. And so now in my next phase, like I'm still in tune with basketball. I love basketball. I could talk basketball all day. I watch basketball every day. Like I watch little film of them practice. I've watched them. I know all of them, how they play. I know when they make mistakes, all this stuff, because, you know, now my next phase of life, this is how I can help them. Hey, don't do this. I did this. Do not do this. Do this. It's going to be like this. So I'm kind of glad it is the way it is right now. I'm able to help my family. I'm able to help my community. So really cool.
I love that. I mean, that hit me in my heart. I feel like I could go run through a wall right now.
Literally,
Right?
that really riled something up in me. Like I'm fired up. Like I'm gonna go out and do like 20 push-ups and be like, let's take the day.
But I mean, you're so true how you put everything into such perspective.
Right.
And that's what sports is all about. I feel like you go through, you know, what at the times feels like some of the hardest trials in your life.
Right.
But then you actually compare it to life and you realize whatever you're battling within your sport, it's nothing compared to real life. But it teaches you how you can do hard things in that. You can do hard things in anything.
Exactly. You become a man just by, as long as the one thing I know a lot of people be like, yo, you were always cheering for your guys. You were the loudest guy. You jump up and down. Like, how do you even do that? And you're not even playing. And I'm like, yo, I did everything to before the game day. I went to every practice. I was going hard in practice, scout team. I did all this, everything that you could possibly think to not impress a coach, because that's not what we play for, but to convince a coach to play you. I did all that kind of stuff. So now, if he doesn't play me or not, I did my job. And so I'm not gonna sob on the bench and be like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I'm not even going in. Like, I can never have that thought in my head. It came, but I gotta be, that's why I told you the mental toughness. Like, if I could fight that, and be like, yo, don't even trip about it. Like, the best man plays, and the person that was playing for me probably was the best man. And Coach Boeheim always plays to win. And that's a big lesson people don't understand. Like, in life, you want to put your best chips out there that you know you're gonna win. Like, when I put this, like, in the business world, like, if I do this investment, like, I know for sure I'm willing to bet on this. I'll lose with it, but it gives me the better chance to win. So I'm gonna go with that. So his decision was, I wanted to win, and those people that he played to win. So, and I want to win. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna support these guys so that we can win. That's the goal at the end of the day, for the team win. So if you understand those little stuff, I always tell my friends, you should never lose sleep over basketball or sport. You can never lose sleep over that. As long as you're doing the right thing, you're putting in the hard work. You could lose sleep if you were bullshitting. If you're not doing the right thing. Can I curse? I'm sorry.
Hey, it's already out. No, just teasing. You're good. It's a 13 plus radio station. We're golden, I promise.
Okay, we're PG-13 here.
Okay, sorry. If you're not doing the right thing, and then now you're not playing, you should be mad because you didn't do. But if you did everything that you're supposed to do, come to team lift, meals, practice, film, all that stuff, and then you don't play, you can't be mad. You did everything you're supposed to be, and the coach is doing his job to win the game. So you can never lose sleep over basketball. It's real struggles in life. It's real pressure in life. It's people that can't get food. There's people that can't go somewhere to sleep. That's real pressure. This basketball stuff, we are blessed to be able to play it, and we, you know, so everybody's in a good position. Do not be, that's selfishness. When you become mad and, yo, this is not going, you're being selfish. You just got to be able to, you know, have the right mind frame, and I feel like everything gonna go your way.
And Bull, we've been able to have the opportunity to talk about your aspirations outside of basketball and your identity outside of basketball.
Right.
And you even created your own nonprofit here, the Humble Fund. I want you to talk about that and what your community engagement is like.
Yeah, Humble Fund is like, it's a survivor's guilt, I would say. Like I told you where I come from. You know, I'm from a refugee camp. You know, we live in tents. You know, when it rains at night, you got to get up to cover the holes so you don't get wet. All those kind of stuff. Walking to school miles away, going to fetch water miles away, fetching firewood, no lights, nothing. You know, that's where I come from. So be able to be out of that environment, to be in this environment that I could be able to appreciate. And I'm the only one that got here. You know, I kind of, sometimes I don't sleep. I don't feel right because it's only me, and it's millions of us back there that more talented than me, better students than me, might be better basketball than me, but they never got the opportunity. But I got the opportunity, so that's how I started the Humble Fund, so that I could be able to give opportunities to the kids back at home to be able to come here and go to school. You know, I got partnership with boarding school, like church farm school, to be able to get a kid in every year. I'm really excited about that. We're looking to expand. We just reached, it's like 50 schools have reached out the last 3 months. So I'm now just in the I got a lot of stuff that I'm doing, a lot of stuff I'm going through, some paperwork stuff that I gotta do. But it's really awesome to, you know, give that kid a chance to go to church farm school.
Yeah.
Which is the same school that I went to when I first came. So it's fun. It's like really giving back. When I see that kid enroll in school, doing school, you know, we get his grades every day. We check in with them. It's just, it's surreal. Like, you know, I feel like that's my purpose in life. You know, that's why I was able to walk away from basketball, you know, confidently knowing that I have a bigger purpose in life. So, you know, the Humble Fund is something that's going to be here when I'm here, when I'm not. And it's going to help a lot of kids from where I come from. Just next fall, we're looking to bring in 50 kids.
Wow.
And this just off the strength of like my relationships that I built. You know, some of the boarding schools now looking to diversify their campuses, you know, to kind of like appreciate, so help kids on their campuses appreciate life more. When you have a kid coming from Africa on your campus and you out here every day like, yo, we don't get lunch, oh, why we gotta go to school? And you see this kid really excited to go to school because this is going to change his life. So these boarding schools are reaching out in that way. So, you know, I'm gonna just keep getting better with that, you know, reaching out to more people. I'm gonna start doing like colleges soon, to start bringing them to college. But, you know, it's a big help, not only for the kids, but the families, because the families are the one that really, they want us to go to school, but they don't have any means to put us into school. So like the parents are really struggling. Like they got to raise their kids. They got to go to work, try to support them with money. It's stressful for parents when you know you can't really help your kid. So, you know, like the heartfelt messages I be getting from parents, like the emails, like, yo, thank you so much for helping my son. I don't know where I would be at without you. So those are like the real wins that I get in life. And those makes me like, you know, make me feel like I'm doing the right thing, just helping these parents. Cause I know what my parents were when I was in this position, and they couldn't help me, but just being able to figure out life has been awesome.
That's absolutely incredible. And to think about all of the lives that you're touching between the families and the kids who are actually, you know, receiving these blessings. You mentioned just a lot of different goals that you have, but when you really envision this and what it can become, what is your biggest goal?
Oh man, I would not say a biggest goal, because you know, I'm gonna always dream, you know, I'm always dream bigger, but the goal is where I come from. I want to be able to go back home. I haven't been back home since I came. But when I mean home is South Sudan. I was raised in a refugee camp. You know, I never been back to South Sudan. To be back in the South Sudan, there's so much stuff has to be done to really go back home and live comfortably. Like I don't see myself being in America at 50 years old. You know, I want to be back home in my village with my people. You know, just really where I come from. Like my country's at war. That's like my dad fought for our country for like 30 years without pay, and then we got independence, and that was like his biggest achievement. He got his independence, but then we right back to civil war. So now it's like, you know, talk to him, it's like their war that they was fighting was with guns, and you know, the war that we are fighting now is with pen and pencil. So now that's why the Humble Fund comes in. The more kids come to school here, the better our country gets, because now, you know, when they come here and be educated, you could be more than you were supposed to be, and then go back home and reach back. Look at how many kids I'm helping, but think about how many kids these kids are going to be able to help. So now we change our whole community, and so like that's my whole goal, to be able to go back to South Sudan and it's peaceful, and I could be home and chilling. So.
And help, you've mentioned so many times how important it is for you to help your own community, and again, helping refugees from South Sudan. And you brought the siblings of the 2 young boys that were unfortunately shot and killed by Onondaga County police officer, who are both refugees from South Sudan. How important was it for you to help those siblings who are part of this community, and how do you plan to continue aiding the families that you've already helped?
Yeah, I mean, that was like a tough one right there, because I know Ajak, I know David, I know these little kids, like, you know, they've come around here, me, been in the community helping. It's super sad to be able to lose those kids to gun violence here. I had a friend of mine, closest friend of mine that I met here in Syracuse when I first came, Akul, that lost his life to gun violence here. So when all these things happen, it's like, it's heartbreaking for the parents, because they are fleeing their country because of civil war, to come here to only their kids being gunned down. They could have just stayed there, because all they want to do is take their kids away from this bad environment and become better people. But to be able to come back to this environment, and just seeing those comments of people be like, who are the parents of these kids? They should not be stealing this little it's like, they're working 3 jobs. They barely at home. The only thing they focus on is putting food on the table for the kids to eat. Like, whatever they're doing out there, they hoping they're doing the right thing. But you inner city kids, like, they get the eye candy of, you know, the streets, and like people trying to lure them to do stuff so that they could get, you know, a pair of Jordans. Every kid want a pair of Jordans, but they can't afford them. So you're gonna have to do something for this guy on the street corner that's telling you to do the wrong thing. But your parents are not there to guide you. So, you know, now I really like kind of shift the focus of the Humble Fund to some of the refugees here in America, and we are working on something right now, how I could really help the kids in Syracuse, especially the 8th graders, 7th graders to 8th graders. That age, 13 to 14, that's when, like, you know, peer pressure comes in and you start doing other stuff. So those are the kids I'm gonna really focus on, and looking to put them to boarding schools away from here, go to school, and be able to grow and see something else. And that would be an example to the other kids. When they see them prosper, they will want to do the same thing. And now school become cool, rather than being in the street. And it's like, yo, there's nothing cool about it. You know, being in school is cool, and being educated is cool. All the other stuff is socially, you know, created. Like, so you could determine what cool is, and a lot of kids in the inner city are suffering because they want to be cool.
And last question before we head into break is just quickly, how can people, you know, help you and just the Humble Fund? If anyone listening to this has been inspired, how can they get in touch with you and help out?
So, you know, we have our pages online on Twitter, the Humble Fund. We have the website. We have on Instagram, the Humble Fund. More so, like, I don't really like donations and stuff in that way, because I don't do it for that. I know how to really actually help without, you know, people, it's hard to earn money. So I don't want people to feel bad and be like, hey, I got this little $50 that they just work for to give it away. But I would just say, like, you know, support when you see a refugee person and working. You know, we have a lot of our mothers that work here, the cleaning services, they work at, just show them respect. And that's how you can really help me. Show them respect, like, you know, say hi to them, be kind to them, because they go through a lot to stand there, because where they come from, they got to do that to provide, because most of their money go back to Africa.
Yeah.
So when there are days when people become mean to them out there, it's not cool. So I would just say, we see these women cleaning the dorms, cleaning the hallways, cleaning the dome. These are our mothers. So please just, show respect, show love.
Well, Bull, thank you so much for
sure.
being here.
Yes.
We're going to cut to a quick break on 97.7, 100.1 FM. We're still on Q Sports Talk if you want to drop something in the chat during the commercial, but do not go anywhere.